Hello again, everybody. This is John and Glenn with BestPriceNutrition.com. Today we're going to be reviewing the Optimum Nutrition 100% Whey Gold Standard. This has probably been on the market for years. I mean, they renamed it to the Gold Standard a few years ago and came out with the Classic Whey. But they kind of started it with the 5-pounder in terms of the 100% whey proteins.
Yeah, it's gone through some label changes over the years. You will see now that generally this is the label it has. It's now called 100% Whey Gold Standard instead of just 100% whey.
There's a lot of flavors.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a dozen or so different flavors. I think we have the coffee and chocolate mint here.
Yeah. And whey protein is something that's really popular because of the amino acid profile. You know, specifically, it's very rich in branched chain amino acids, which are shown to be very effective in terms of building muscle because human muscle tissue is largely comprised of those three amino acids, a large percent of it. So that, and like I said, whey is a very good source of it. So let's run through real quick typically what you'd expect in terms of the protein types.
Okay. Yeah, in each one of their products, the protein blend will be the same. It's whey protein isolate, whey protein concentrate, and whey peptides. So you've got three different forms of whey protein there, or three different steps, I guess, in the process of whey protein. You've got whey isolate, which is just pure whey protein. And to get the whey isolate, you have to remove the lactose and fat, and they do that a couple different ways. There's cold filtered microfiltration.
Cross-flow microfiltration, which is done at a cold temperature. Then there's ion exchange, like isopure, if you're familiar with that, where they're exploiting charges to separate out the fat and lactose. And then there's microfiltration. So there's a few different ways to do it. I think cross-flow is thought to be the gold standard way of doing it. No pun intended. But
and then you've got whey protein concentrate, which is whey protein with some lactose and fat.
So yeah, they're concentrated, so some of that's going to be left over.
And then you've got whey peptides, which is just whey protein that's been broken down into smaller peptide chains, or small chains of amino acids.
And all of them are flavored with ACE-K and sucralose?
Yes, that's generally the sweeteners that are inside there. I know years ago, I believe it might have had aspartame, so they've taken that out, so now it's ACE-K and sucralose. And then they also add their amino acid, aminogen at the end, which is their enzymes to help break down proteins, and then they add lactase to help break down some of the lactose that might be left over.
And the lactose is milk sugar, so some people have trouble breaking down lactose, so they put that in there. And if you're really sensitive, you know, whey is usually pretty good for anyone who's sensitive to, you know, digestive problems and stuff. But specifically, you want to avoid if you have celiacs, any of them that have glutamine peptides added to it. Most companies now are saying on there if it's gluten-free. Also, if you're sensitive to lactose, well, you may want to go with something that's an isolate. So something like this protein here, Isoflex from Almax, is a pure whey protein isolate. There's no lactose in here, no fat. It's all done with cross-flow microfiltration, so it's all CFM whey isolate, and it's 90% protein, in which you just divide the protein by the serving size, whereas these are about 75% because of some of the leftover fat and carbohydrates in there per serving. So that's about what you'd expect. So if you're a food-sensitive individual, it's, you know, you're really sensitive to lactose, you have lactose intolerance, and this would be the way to go. And then, you know, when to take whey protein, that's something that we get asked a lot.
Yeah, I believe we've covered, you know, with protein, you want to get about, I'd say, a gram of protein per pound of body weight. You've probably heard us say that before, so...
And that can vary a little bit based on, you know, your activity level.
Based on your activity level, your body weight, your goals.
Yeah, lean body mass specifically. So
per scoop, there's 24 grams of protein in here. What you would use this as is a supplement to the food you're eating every day. So if you want to get, let's say, 150 grams of protein every day, and you're at that 100 mark with your food, you're going to need, or you're going to want to get 50 grams in from the protein supplements. So that's around 2 scoops.
Yeah, most people take about 2 shakes a day, you know, depending upon your size and how much whole food protein you're eating. Also, when, you know, post-workout is a common place when people use whey protein.
Yeah, you could do it post-workout, between meals, right before you go to bed. A lot of times it's whenever it's convenient for you to get it in, but post-workout and in between meals is
yeah, a lot of people before bed tend to lean toward taking a casein protein or mixing a whey with milk because of the slower absorption, so that's something else to consider. And, you know, another question is who can take it. It's not gender specific. Men or women can take it. It's protein, so it's really, you know, up to you. The biggest thing is with proteins, and, you know, if you're looking at comparing all whey proteins, you have to look at taste. Also, you know, how is it derived? Are you looking at a pure whey protein isolate, or are you looking at a blend? Typically, these are going to be cheaper because, you know, it's just a cheaper process. Whereas, isolating a protein is more expensive. It takes a little more time. So that's something else to consider. So I don't know anything else that you wanted to add to this?
No, I think we pretty much covered it with whey protein.
So yeah, again, if you've seen whey protein, you've probably seen Out Nutrition. That they were the ones who started the 5-pounder and kind of started the whole category. So if you have any questions, please go ahead and post them in the comments section of the video or the blog. We're more than happy to answer them. And also, you can find us on Facebook.com/bestpricenutrition. Thank you.